Hi, Dudley Tal Stokes, LCP, where we give you the tools and techniques for sustained peak performance. C, low S, simple, inexpensive, effective, sustainable. Today I want to expand on Caca as our technique for maintaining the right tension throughout the day for the actions that you need to take. And it's based on the use of substances, all of which have been given a bad reputation by established conventional folk. And I'm going to debunk a bit the reputations that the substances have gotten and explain to you why it is that we use them. So, as you know, the first C is vitamin C, first A is aspirin, second C, coffee, and the second A, alcohol. Now, why do we use caca? That's because in your everyday life, in a competitive environment, which is what we live in, where you are working in competition as well as cooperation with others, those folk have a wide range of drugs, prescription, over the counter, and sometimes illegal, available to them to boost their performance. So that's what you're facing on a day-to-day basis. Your choices are either to not be in the best shape to compete or to join them. And that's going to have effects on your long-term health. With our systems, it's sustained peak performance. Your peak, it is relative only to you. It's not an absolute. And the key is that if we can hit our personal peak consistently, then our overall performance levels will increase. We'll have a new peak and a new challenge. So, caca, vitamin C, much maligned. The traditional conventional wisdom is that you don't need more than 75 to 275 milligrams a day, and this is because that is the amount at which we avoid the specific disease associated with vitamin C, which is scurvy. We need far more vitamin C for optimum health. Vitamin C is used in almost everything that the body does. It's broadly used. For instance, muscular activity, in order for your muscles to release, your muscles contract as because of a signal from your brain coming down through your spine and so on, and that fires your muscles. That's what contracted. In order for your muscles to release, this is where you actually burn energy. And there are 7 steps in the release of the muscle, chemical steps, and 5 of them are enabled by vitamin C. So every time you move a muscle in your body, you're consuming vitamin C. And there are a whole host of other things that it does. So you need an optimum amount of vitamin C. How you find the optimum amount? Bowel tolerance. That comes from tissue saturation. So you take vitamin C 2 to 4 grams every hour until you have a bowel movement or you feel upset in your stomach. That's your daily dosage. Divide it up over the hours and take what's comfortable, but find your bowel tolerance, saturated tissues, keep it saturated. If for some reason you have to come down off that peak, for instance, if you're running out of vitamin C and you see your bottle getting low, then you need to start adjusting your daily amount, because you do not want to crash off vitamin C. Your body prioritizes vitamin C use. If you're only taking 75 grams a day, then it prioritizes the immune system to avoid scurvy. If you're getting optimal amounts of vitamin C, your body then starts distributing it throughout for a whole host of functions. If you stop suddenly, your body isn't going to immediately realize that, oh, no more C is coming for today. It will continue that level, and as a result, your immune system will become depressed and you'll become more susceptible to infectious disease. So do not stop it suddenly. Keep a count of where your C is and adjust yourself. If you see that the Amazon supply chain is not doing the 1 day or 2 day anymore because of the lockdown and so on, and I'm running low on C, adjust yourself and stay healthy. So that's C. Aspirin, first A. Aspirin is a drug. It's manufactured, but it's not synthetic. It's manufactured from natural substances. And so for me, it's the best painkiller and the best way to control inflammation along with vitamin C that we have that meets our simple and inexpensive test. It most certainly is effective and it is sustainable. It does a job that very often needs to be done, and it does it better than the other substances out there to do it. So aspirin stays on the list. Controlled substance in many places, such as the UK, never mind. Never take it on an empty stomach. Make sure your stomach is full, and make sure you take an amount that you feel comfortable with. I use actually what would be considered quite a lot, but then I'm under severe strain mentally and physically all the time. You won't necessarily have the same thing. Start out with children's aspirin if you're having problems and coated stuff, small amounts. Work your way up, but make sure you get your aspirin in there. Coffee. Coffee has been blamed for most of the ills of modern times, as well as the hell has been promoted out of it, and it is now a glamour and a luxury item. But coffee has been used for millennia because of the stimulants in it and to get people going, and it's very good at that. Lots of substances in there, as you will see from Patreon posts on coffee and caffeine. There's a lot of good stuff in caffeine, but you need to use it properly. First thing, never use coffee to wake up. Wake up because you're well rested, because you're getting sleep, and so on. Then you wake up. The best way to use coffee is when you're sharp and you are alert. And now we're going to use it to boost performance. Not to create performance, but to boost. And we use it, we drink it black. I prefer to brew it. I don't mess around with the coffee that doesn't have to be brewed. I forget what it's called. I haven't seen it in so long. And of course, no decaffeinated in this program. And you drink coffee when you know that you need to boost yourself, to raise the tension levels when you're going into a meeting that you know is going to be combative, or you got to get things done in a short space of time. You have to be concentrated, full of energy, get going. That's when we use the caffeine. And then if we're getting too tense, too up, using our mental relaxation techniques, it's not working, coffee has a little bit of anxiety setting in, it dilutes it out with some water, and if it isn't working, then, or if we need a sharper come down, that's when we use the second A, alcohol. No, I don't need to tell you all the bad rap that alcohol has gotten, and alcohol, of course, abused is very dangerous. So we're using alcohol for performance, not for pleasure, and we're using it in the amount that is necessary to bring us back into the correct tension. In other words, to bring us down. And that's not necessarily when we have caffeine, because you can get very tense and anxious in several other ways that may be difficult to control through mental techniques or so on, but certainly can be helped with a little alcohol. It's also a great booster for confidence and to relax your inhibitions and allow you to be a little bit more aggressive in the moment if you need to be. That's a way legitimate use of alcohol. So there you have it for now. All of these in my Patreon posts are going to in a lot more detail on each of the substances: vitamin C, aspirin, coffee, and alcohol. So sign up to support us and have a look and improve that. And in the meantime, goodbye LCP. CLOS, simple and inexpensive, effective, sustainable. C, low S. Adios.